let me introduce our first student, Miss Tạ Thị Mỹ Thanh. Please come up.
Hello everyone, my name is Thanh. Today I'm very happy to stand here to talk about written lessons. How fluency mistakes are corrected in speaking skill, a case study of sophomores and faculty of foreign language in IU8. Firstly, my presentation is divided into 5 parts. Firstly, introductions in chapter 1, literature review in chapter 2, methodology in the chapter 4 and 5, and discussion in the next chapter. And the last part is conclusion. Now I will talk you about the first part, introduction. Rationale, research skill, and research questions I will emphasize in this chapter. Okay, together with economic globalization and modern technology, English is a global language known over the world. According to Catalan 2000 stated that studying English is the compulsory language in vocational school. Okay, in addition, there are 4 important skills in English: speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Speaking is a vital aspect during learning English, and according to Smith 2010, fluency is the key problem that learners often face during speaking skill. Okay, as a future English teacher, I would like to tell you about in terms of what fluency are and how our fluency mistakes are corrected in speaking skill. Now we will move on to the research goal. My research goal is to investigate fluency mistake corrections with 3 questions. Question 1, should learner mistake corrected? And B, what fluency mistake is sophomore at faculty of foreign language in IU8, and how are fluency mistake corrected in speaking skill? Okay, now we will move on to the next point, is the most important thing in my thesis with 2 research questions. What are fluency mistakes in English major sophomores often make in speaking skill, as well as how are fluency mistakes corrected in English major sophomore in IU8? Okay, that's all I have to say about some points in introductions, chapter 1. Now we will move on to the chapter 2, literature review. In the literature review, I would like to say about definition of speaking skill according to study of Cheney. In addition, I also give you some elements of speaking skill. Okay, and most importantly, I also give some definitions of mistake and the difference between mistake and errors. Actually, the most important thing I want to emphasize that I also give and investigate mainly a background of fluency mistake corrections with 3 questions. In the first question, I based on a study of McKenna too. He stated that it is so helpful for both teacher and student to correct the mistake during speaking English. After that, which learners' fluency mistakes are corrected in speaking skill? Okay, the study of High. He suggests that there are 4 fluency mistakes such as speech rate, way of articulation, length of words, and hesitations. In addition, Tabopoli and Shashan 2005 also added repetitions into fluency mistakes. Okay, and the last question, how fluency mistakes are corrected in speaking skill is based on several researchers stress that there are 3 types of mistake correction. That is teacher corrections, self-corrections, and peer correction. That's what I have to say about a study of chapter 2, literature review. I will move on to the chapter 3, methodology. Participants, research methodology, and procedure I will emphasize in this chapter. Okay, because my thesis related to speaking skill, so I would like to choose some sophomores because they have a long-lasting time in acquiring and learning English, such as speaking skill 1, speaking skill 2, and speaking skill 3 in their curriculum. So, And based on the support of quantitative methods and analysis multiple choice questions in the questionnaire. Okay, and next I will tell you about my procedure during my thesis. Firstly, I find the topic and I ask my supervisor advice, and then I read many reference books in order to write chapter 1 and chapter 2. After that, I decide the questionnaire based on the support of quantitative method. After that, I took part in the website GHAV13 because it's with where there's a lot of sophomores and faculty of foreign language, and they have a chance I will collect the data and analyze data exactly. Okay, and then I will upload the questionnaire and I collect and analyze the questionnaire. And then I write the chapter 3, 4, and 5 and complete my thesis. That's all I have to say about some participants, procedure, and methodologies in chapter 3. Now moving to the next part, finding and discussion. To begin with the first part, okay, as you can see, it is illustrate the frequency of learners making fluency mistakes. There are 48% and 37% of participants offering and sometimes of fluency mistake during speaking English. Okay, to sum up, the students' frequencies of making fluency mistake is the speaking skill is much more than expected. Now we will move on to the next chart. What do you often make the following fluency mistake in speaking skill? As it is clear that there are 45 and 41% of participants often make repetitions and length of words in speaking English. In addition, the large number of participants sometimes make speech rate, articulation, and hesitations accounting for 50 or 51 and 44%. That's what I have to say about the net chart. After that, I will tell you about the net chart. The net chart illustrates who often corrects students' fluency mistake in speaking class. Okay, it is clear that the teacher corrections is 2 times as much as self-corrections and nearly 4 times as much as peer corrections. The most important thing I want to emphasize that teacher corrections is the most important plays the most important thing during correcting learners' mistake. Okay, and the lab trust is so important. The lab trust illustrates who corrects fluency mistakes most effectively among self-corrections, peer correction, and teacher correction. Okay, it is clear that 62% of participants confirm that teacher correction is very effective. And moreover, there are 45% and 60% of participants suppose that self-corrections and peer corrections is effective. Okay, now we will move some discussions in more chapter. Yes, similar to high story, students tend to make speech rate, articulations, repetition, hesitations, and less of words. Okay, in addition, I totally agree with Harvard study. Yes, teacher correction is very effective during correct learners' mistake. Okay, that's all I have to say about some trust and some discussion in each chapter. Now let me turn to the final trust conclusion. Yes, in this chart, I would like to emphasize and answer 2 research questions in my thesis. Firstly, what are fluency mistakes that English majors sophomores at IUH often make? Okay. According to the survey, the participants often make repetitions, length of words, and a large number of students sometimes make rate of articulation, speech rate, and hesitations during speaking English. After that, I would like to answer the second question: how are fluency mistakes that English majors sophomores at IUH often make? There are 3 kinds of mistake corrections. That is teacher corrections, peer correction, and self-corrections. But I want to emphasize the mistake is teacher correction is very effective during correcting learners' mistake. That's what I have to say about 5 chapters in my thesis. Firstly, introduction. Secondly, literature review. Next, methodology. After that, finding expression, and the last part is conclusions. Thanks for listening.
Okay, very good. I think you did a good job. Right? About your thesis, I think it is well written. Not many spelling or grammar mistakes. That is a good thing. Okay. However, I have some suggestions for you. First of all, I suggest that in the literature review, you should define what are fluency mistakes. Because that is an important point of your research. Because you want to find out how fluency mistakes are corrected in speaking skill. So you have to define what are fluency mistakes. Okay? So please modify this point. Alright. You collect the data from the questionnaire on website, right? Online?
Yes, I decided the questionnaire on Google Form based on the supervisor.
Yeah. I see in your questionnaire there is nothing to confirm that the participant, the people who answer the question, are sophomore. So how can you make sure that the people who respond to your questionnaire are sophomore?
Yes, because I took part in the website GHAB13, so in Swiss, it's gathered a lot of sophomores in there, and I asked for it in my message in their Facebook, and I want to some sophomores. I want to collect some sophomore responses in there and answers my questionnaire.
So you post the link on
Yes.
the Facebook of
GHAB13.
Okay,
Yes.
I see. Okay, so to make sure, okay, to make it better, I think in your questionnaire, it should be there should be a sentence, a question to ask if they are sophomore. Alright. Thank you, that's enough. Other members, do you have any questions? Any questions to her?
Okay, so Miss Anne said that you didn't define the fluency mistake. When you define that, how do you understand fluency mistakes?
Yes, it's my point of view. Fluency mistake related to some mistakes that people make often speak or produce a speech during speaking English.
Thank you. Alright, thank you. That's enough.
Okay, that's great.